People bang pots and pans in the Cuban capital of Havana on Saturday night. Elsewhere, another small protest over a deepening power crisis. People block a street with trash. Cuba's electrical grid collapsed again on Sunday, leaving millions of people without electricity. It marked the fourth such failure in 48 hours. People mulled over what to do as they lined up for bread.
Mal, muy mal, porque sin corriente no tenemos nada.
It's bad, very bad, because without electricity, we have nothing, this woman said. The communist-run government canceled school through Wednesday, a near unprecedented move for Cuba. It pointed to both the energy crisis and Hurricane Oscar, which bore down on the island on Sunday and could make the situation even more complicated. In her old Havana home, Annabelle Gonzalez says she's been without power for 3 days, and her food supply is dwindling.
Tengo el teléfono apagado, el refrigerador.
My cell phone is dead, and look at my refrigerator.
Todo echado a perder.
The little that I had is all gone to waste, she said. Energy and Mines Minister Vicente de la Oleve told reporters that he expected the grid to be fully functional by Monday or Tuesday, but warned residents not to expect dramatic improvements. The government has blamed weeks of worsening blackouts on deteriorating infrastructure, fuel shortages, and rising demand, as well as the U.S. trade embargo and sanctions, which it says hamper efforts to get fuel and parts to run the plants. The U.S. denies a role. The island does not produce much crude oil, and foreign countries have cut exports.
Shalom, Shalom Israel. I'm the brother Yowana from the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, coming back at y'all with Lord's will, another edifying lesson. First and foremost, as always, before I start, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Chawadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you brothers pushing and teaching this truth across the four winds of this earth. And as always, peace, blessings, and many salutations be to you sincere, Akyam wa Akwath, you brothers, along with you few sisters, who are given all diligence in these last days. Right, through the mercy and grace of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through his only beloved begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, coming back with another walk and talk lesson. And as you can see, right from the beginning clip that I played, Cuba has a total grid outage, man, or a grid collapse. Okay, which everything was pretty much explained in the video, but I wanted to read this article as well. And this is off of routers.com, and it says Cuba grid collapses again, raising doubts about a quick fix. It says authorities made progress on restoring power before collapse. Internet traffic dropped off sharply, which it's still off, right? Mind you, it says small protests break out over outages. Tropical storm Oscar grazes eastern end of island, and that's crazy too. They're getting hit with a tropical storm, okay, in the midst of this blackout. So the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, is definitely being sent over there. Okay, which the Cubans are part of the tribes. It says, continuing on, Havana, October 20th, Cuba's electrical grid collapsed again on Sunday, the fourth such failure in 48 hours, raising fresh doubts about a quick fix on an island already suffering from severe outages or shortages of food, fuel, and medicine. The blackout, after weeks of rolling outages, sparked some small protests around the Caribbean island, where a tropical storm threatened to hamper efforts to restore power. Cuba's national electrical grid first crashed around midday on Friday after the island's largest power plant shut down, sowing chaos and leaving around 10 million people in the dark. And that's a lot of people being left in the dark. Okay, no electricity. The grid has collapsed 3 times since, underscoring the precarious state of the country's infrastructure. Which at the end of the day, we already know that scripture say we are not ignorant of Satan's devices. This could very well, be a test, okay, by the elites, to see how long, mass numbers of people can go without power. There was already that whole IT outage that happened a couple months ago. right? You know, different airports, you know, pretty much canceled flights. Businesses were shut down. Okay, and they said, you know, it happened because of this and that. But we understand they could be behind it too, right? The scripture, the book of Sirach, the 12th chapter, goes into that. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Referring to who? Okay, referring to Esau, because he's the cause to a lot of these things that are happening. We already know that these devils have the ability to control the weather, and the Lord gave them those technological advances, you know, to ultimately fulfill prophecy, right? But either way, they control the weather. The Lord puts a spirit on them to do it. Okay, but see, these devils are doing all these things, man. They run just like the whole C-19 crisis. It was all a test, right, for the coming days ahead, man, when they were really going to come down having great wrath, as it's written in Revelation 12 and verse 12. Okay, it says, continuing on, the repeated failures mark a major setback in the government's efforts to quickly restore power to exhausted residents, a majority of which have already suffered from months of blackouts through the Caribbean sultry summer. So these blackouts have been reoccurring. They've been consistent. Okay. It says Cuban President Miguel Diaz-Canel appeared Sunday evening on national television dressed in olive drab military attire, encouraging Cubans to air their grievances over the situation with discipline and civility. We are not going to accept nor allow anyone to act with vandalism, and much less to alter the tranquility of our people. It says the capital, Havana, was entirely blacked out on Sunday evening, with only scattered businesses, bars, and homes running on small fueled fire generators. Most of the city of 2 million was quiet. Residents played dominoes on the sidewalk, yada, yada, yada. Right, whatever. Okay, the point is ultimately made, man. You know? Matter of fact, maybe that last little part. A heavy police presence was visible at points throughout the city. Reuters journalists witnessed several, I don't know how to say that word, pot-banging protests common in Latin America in neighborhoods on the outskirts of Havana. Protesters angry over shortages of food, water and electricity, blocked roads with trash heaps in San Miguel, a poor neighborhood on the outskirts of the city, before being dispersed by security forces. So you see, this really is a foreshadow of what's coming to America, man. Okay, and I keep on making reference to an article that I did a lesson on maybe a couple months back, you know, concerning the World Economic Forum. Okay, there was an insider who had, you know, leaked a document, you know, pretty much proving that there could very well, you know, be or I would say some information. I don't want to say a document, but it was on the article, which I can't, you know, quote it verbatim, but it was going into them planning a nationwide blackout. Okay, you know, before the time of the election, which, you know, isn't far fetched. Now, I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure, but it's not looking too crazy of a thought, man. Okay, you know, everybody keeps talking about, you know, really, I remember Hillary Clinton saying it on an interview, talking about seeing an October surprise. Okay, you know, which is an event, a black swan event, pretty much an unpredictable event that happens suddenly, man, that changes everything. Okay, and that you know, turning a grid off, right, on a nationwide level, the entire United States, so, you know, no electricity, no power. You know, that to me equals complete chaos. Okay, and I just want to read these few little points. You know, what happens if the power grid shuts down indefinitely, you know, meaning you know, in a manner in which there's not a deadline or a date, you know, to look forward to. Okay, it's indefinite. It could be however long. You know, there's no telling. Right? It says water and sewage issues. Water towers will run out of water, and water will stop flowing in high-rise buildings. Sewers and lift stations may overflow, creating a public health emergency, which we already know. Okay, these devils, you know, never let a good crisis go to waste. You know, so that alone, man, you know, it could, which, hey, I don't want to get into that, but nevertheless, let me continue on. I'm just thinking of the WHO, man. A lot of those, you know, everything in this system, all the you know, the head leaders of this nation, man, are just all wicked, man. That's why there was that quote by, I believe it was John F. Kennedy, if I'm not mistaken. And he had said, the 9 most terrifying words to hear is, "Hi, I'm here from the government and I'm here to help," or something to that effect, man. Okay, and none of Esau, none of these leaders, none of these politicians, none of them can be trusted, man. You know, they're all part of the same beast. But nevertheless, keep going. It says heating systems, a loss of heating and refrigeration. Heating systems, fridges and freezers are all dependent on electricity. Cell phone issues. Cell phones may keep their battery charged from a car, but people may rarely get a signal, and phone calls may almost never connect. Like people losing, communication. Okay, which is further going to worry people not knowing if, their family that's 40 minutes down the street or an hour across the way is okay. When a grid shuts down, all people want to do is get near their family, make sure everybody's good. So, exhaustion of resources. People may exhaust all of their food and water resources and have to stand in lines for basic supplies. Okay, which, how long can you keep standing in them lines, man? Okay, how long are people going to stand in lines? Because at the end of the day, that eventually those supplies and that food is going to run out. And we seen what happened in, which I did a lesson on that too, what happened in Asheville. Okay, how that played. Because, if you're not familiar, what I'm talking about, there was the Hurricane Helene, which hit over there maybe a little over a month ago. Okay, and there's people are still suffering from it to this day. Right, we already know that the victims over there received $750 from the government. Okay, which there's that really evidence proving that money's gonna be most likely wanted back. But nevertheless, the point is there was a couple of freight trucks, that had brought in some supplies and aid, and the trucks were sitting at resting stops and people were coming and slashing the tires. Okay, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the supplies were ultimately, looted out of there too. But nevertheless, when a situation comes, in a nationwide grid blackout, man, you think these devils are gonna come to your aid? Hell no, man. You see, maybe for a while, but things are gonna change. You people are really gonna see that this man is the devil the Bible speaks of, man. Okay. So, let me get some scriptures, because again, what's happening over there in Cuba, this is ultimately a nomen omen for what's getting ready to happen here in America. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 11. It reads, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof." Now we know, pursuant to Revelation, the 11th chapter, right, that Babylon, right, that great city, which is America, okay, is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. Okay, you see, so the Lord, when he says I'm gonna plague Egypt, he's not talking about plaguing over there. Okay, the Lord is talking about this Egypt, right, America. And what was one of the plagues? Because there was 10 plagues, but what was one of the plagues? The last 2 plagues that happened, right? Going into the days of Moses, right, with the plague of darkness and the slaying of the firstborn. Those were the last 2 plagues that came. You see, this is Revelation, or Slakia. This is Exodus chapter 10. And let me start up a little bit. Verse 22, it says that Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in all the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. You see that? So the Lord, through Moses, had a darkness, come over the whole land. Okay, and that's really what's getting ready to happen here, because the Lord said again he's going to plague Egypt as before. One of the plagues was the plague of darkness. You see, and people are already having dreams of Jacob's trouble. A complete chaos in the streets. You see, looting even maybe. People are having these dreams because the Lord pouring his spirit out upon all flesh, man. The Lord is showing what he's getting ready to bring to the planet Earth. And while the Lord is getting ready to bring this, what are our people doing? Our people are sitting back, right, relaxed, not worried about nothing, man. Okay, but see, at the end of the day, scriptures say a prudent man foreseeth the evil, right, and hideth himself, but the simple passeth on and is punished. Okay, you see that? So the prudent, those that are wise, that have open eyes, are going to realize what's coming, and hide themselves in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, But the simple, the foolish, right? Hey, the five foolish virgins are ultimately going to not keep that oil in their lamp. Okay, and they're going to stay in the world, and they're going to wait till it's too late. But then when it's too late, it's too late. You see, that's why the warning goes out now, because see, hey, the children of Israel had light in their dwellings, man. And really in this time, that shows, how the elect is going to have the light. While everybody else is covered in darkness, and the elect are gonna, because really, the elect dwell with, this word, okay, which is the light. These people out here don't have the word, okay. They might have a Bible, but they don't have, the spirit to understand it. And that was given to us, man. And that's the water, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, because the Lord allowed us to have it, man. So in these days when darkness comes over modern day Egypt, hey, Lord willing, we're the elect, we're going to be all right, because we're going to walk in light. You see? But this is what's getting ready to happen, man. And again, our people are, still asleep, right? Still, unaware as always. But what did the Lord tell us to do? Us that do have eyes to see. And I'm ended off here. This is Revelation chapter 16. And bear with me. Verse 15, Revelation chapter 16 and verse 15. Behold, I come as a thief. That's why the Lord said to watch and pray. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. You see that? So blessed are you brothers, man, and you sisters for watching what's going on in the news, watching, what's happening within the prophetic signs in the heavens. And because at the end of the day, all of this is really, the Lord telling us to watch and pray, which we should always pray, as the Lord also, has said in Luke 18:1. But the Lord said to watch, because when you're watching the prophecies and you're watching, the prophecies come to pass, you start to understand more how closer and closer we're getting to the end of this thing, man. Okay, which really should give you it's a heaviness that comes, but it should also be like a faith booster, because these are the times we've been expecting and waiting for, man. Right, to get to the kingdom of heaven. These are the times. But hey, it's heaviness because we understand, what's getting ready to happen. Just as Yahweh Shai was in that heaviness, how it said his soul was in agony. Okay, which goes into suffering, severe mental troubles in the mind. Okay, when you go into the blue letter, like Yahweh Shai was in a sense of heaviness, man. Okay, because he knew what he had to go through. You see? So, there is that heaviness to it, with the understanding of what's actually, maybe not in detail, but we know how bad it's going to be. Rest of the world it has no idea. You see, but this is why, we are, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, preparing ourselves. Okay, and Lord willing will be, acceptable, on the day of his return, because, hey, that's what we're building up to, That's why blessed are you, brothers and you sisters, for watching, keeping your garments, holding fast to this knowledge, okay? Because this is a gift that we've been given, as I like to, mention and say a lot, just to get it in you believers' mind, as much as I'm trying to, keep it and retain it in mind. But, these are the last days, and may Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai continue to surround us with his mercy and his grace. I continue to protect us in his race. But with that, I do want to give all praise, honor, and infinite glory unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakach Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, our teachers. Shalom to you, brothers, pushing and teaching his truth all across the four winds of this earth. And as always, till next time, Lord's will, I say shalom. Stay strong and keep the faith no matter what. Shalom.